Hello and welcome to my workshop. So today we're going to be taking this well-used Axial SCX10. It's a Gen 1. And this is my G6 Trail kind of general overall beater. The most beaterish truck I have, I guess. We're going to be taking this and kind of redoing it this year. Some of the stuff will stay the same. A lot of the components will be changing. And we'll be accomplishing that by swapping the chassis over to this HPI Venture. So let's get started. Okay, so I was able to pull all the pieces apart on the old SCX10 chassis. Some of these I'll be keeping, some I won't. Some I might upcycle to a new truck, but you gotta wait and see. The basis of it is to get all this stuff off, cleaned up, and then start getting it put onto the new chassis with the new parts, figuring out where we want to get everything set up. So let's get to that. Alright, making really good progress on getting this HPI Venture turned into my G6/trail truck. So one of the things I've done here is changed up the upper 3-link plastic to a aluminum 4-link. I've also changed out all the lowers for aluminum, so that gives me aluminum links pretty much all the way around. The only one it came with was this upper one right here. I've also changed out the drive shaft. Now this is a drive shaft from a Vetera Ascender, and what I did is basically just reshape the end. I had to narrow it down a little bit. Did some clearancing inside the knuckle. One of the things I'm planning on doing is also replacing all the bearings. The bearings that come with it are perfectly okay, but they're metal shielded, and so they're not going to be as great in water, and this truck is going to see lots of water and mud. Up front I have the Holmes Trailmaster Pro motor. It's all mounted up. I've also modified the, I'm assuming this is speed controller and the receiver box built together. So I basically cut the top of that off because I really don't like the idea of having a box in here that is sealed up, because you're guaranteed to get water in it one way or another, and then it becomes a bathtub. And so if you have a waterproofed electronics and the water just sheds off of it, you're generally okay. If it's submerged in water, it's going to eventually fail. So I just basically cut the sides off. The speed controller will go here, the receiver will go here. I'm still waiting on the servo and some other parts, but you know, making good progress. So let's get back to it. Okay, so I was able to find a home for everything. I have all the electronics placed through the truck. The motor and servo and everything up front, the speed controller and the receiver right in the stock location for this vehicle. I cut down the battery in the back to have the winch controller and the BEC, and moved the battery to a horizontal position, which is a fair amount lower and more towards the front of the vehicle. So I think the next thing to do is get this thing wired up. A few little button-up issues here and there to work on, such as getting the winch set up and you know, the rest of the body going on, but getting right along. So let's continue on. So as you can see, I have all the electronics set up and wired in to run, fairly neatly and get to maintenance-wise if I need to. I did a rear bumper, I guess, so to speak. Mainly, I just wanted the tire carrier, so I wanted to get something that was the smallest thing I could find that would really support it. So it's a chunk of plastic that I mounted up to the post in the rear, and fabricated up some little mounts to put the rear tire carrier on. I think I'm pretty much ready to go on this. I got a couple little touch-ups I'll try to get to, and then I'll be ready to get this thing on the trail. But until then, we'll see you in the rocks.